Hi, this is Sana Shiraz. I am a course leader for therapeutic dances and an embodiment coach for dating and relationship for ladies. As promised, we start from today with embodiment practices for emotional well-being in times of pandemic. And the topic of this week is acceptance. I believe many of you see the relevance of this topic to current situation, and I also believe that you are already very present to this topic, especially when it's about accepting the situation and conditions, especially those we cannot really influence or control. However, the topic of acceptance is way broader, and it includes also self-acceptance, especially for those of you who are alone at home. You might experience a lot of topic comes up about negative thoughts, inner critics, dealing with our own emotional feeling, and the topic of accepting ourselves as who we are and how we are right now in this situation and how we react is very crucial. On the other side, accepting of other people could be also very relevant right now as well. For those of you, especially living with other people in lockdown, with children, with partners, parents, flatmates, that could be also moments where the conflicts are going up and judgments, and the question will be which tools and practices we could use to make it easier to live with other people regarding the topic of accepting other people. And generally, of course, the topic is also about dealing with community, with employees, colleagues, employers, clients, patients, and in a situation which many people are stressed and maybe they are not the best version of themselves right now. All right, so what do we have there so that around this topic? I would especially highlight this topic for those of us, me included, whose normal way of reaction to stress and uncertainty and unsafety is fight. Some of us, once we don't feel safe, we jump into fight. That is our reaction to the situation, and that fight might be like with other people or self-blame a lot and similar. Especially for these exercises and practices would be useful. However, the practices generally are useful for everybody, and especially if it can be repeated and practiced regularly. So as you know, that will be about embodiment practices. The question is why embodiment, and what do we mean with embodiment, and why is it important? I don't mean by embodiment body exercises. With embodiment, we mean a more holistic concept of the unity of body and mind, and even more, that we don't separate the body and mind and emotional body and the relational body. And even for those who are spiritual or believe in the energetic, they also see it as the whole concept. So when we talk about embodiment, we mean it at least the body mind together. So that's why it's like we are going this week toward practices from the body practices to the topics like acceptance, which might sound for you a thought or a concept and created in mind. All right, how can we explore a topic like acceptance with embodiment? One big way, and my biggest invitation to you, is that you start noticing your body and its reactions and its sensations while you, for example, do not accept while you, for those times you are in resistance, for example, or you're judging other people or yourself, and you don't accept, you disagree, or any time like that. So one of the best way to start is that you start noticing those moments. For example, during this week, notice when you're in resistance without making it wrong, accepting that you're in resistance, but just notice where in the body do you feel that resistance. Where is it? Pressure maybe, or tension, or pain even. Anything is welcome, and notice so that you know how you usually react and where you usually put the pressure on. And if you want, you can also check for those moments you let go and you are in acceptance, how does then your body feel? Beautiful. So what we also do are some practices which about like body movement, dance, and kind of body meditation and centering, which one of them which I started on Monday is movement and having a water as a symbol. Why water? What does it have to do with acceptance? I have this picture. Imagine you're standing close to the beach in an ocean and the waves are coming toward you. How does that feel if you try to keep yourself strong and without movement and in resistance? So the waves are coming toward you and you try to just standing there and not move and as being against it. How would that feel? And how would that feel if you would bounce a little with the waves and going backward, doing and playing a bit with the same wave, with the same way, as though you would be a little a part of it? And how would you do if you could dance a bit more with the waves and you just let go of resistance? You can even swim and float on that. And of course, how would that feel if you know the feeling to surf on the wave? So I hope you could imagine and visualize it and see the difference in body sensation in all these phases. Some are very playful, like a child maybe. Some could be very relaxing even. So that is something we want to cultivate with our body and movement, that feeling of being in flow and in the waves and bouncing back all the qualities of water, which can strengthen our muscles, body-mind muscles, to remember those movements for especially those times we need it. Generally, the question is how you can apply these practices is usually when you're really relaxed and you have time and especially space to move, and you can use it as a relaxation or a like kind of fear melters, so-called, like reduce a bit your anxiety or your hyperactivity. But if you do it actually in a regular basis, you might even be able to use it and those critical moments when you are getting reactivated and you're really in a high stress. So then that your body muscles will remember this activity and this quality. For example, once you're in fight, you're just like getting reactivated, you can loosen up. If you're in the front of other people, of course you cannot like do whole the movement, but you just can think of that, visualizing it, loosen it up and feeling like more flow. That works. Try it. Yeah, so that's I'm very curious to follow with you about these practices. That will be also more this week coming. There's some practices for self-acceptance, self-touch, and some more practices about relational part of it, when it's about other people and interaction, and also accepting the situation and conditions. So what is it, external and internal interaction and dance. So I'm very curious. I am very happy that you are with me on this journey. Stay tuned and safe, and keep your dance with the waves. See you.